So here at CampByMe, we're always looking at new places to camp. We've shown you country pubs, we're doing the virtual tours of campgrounds, that's never going to change, but you know what, this is new. Winery camping. So we're here at Tilbrook Estate and we're going to show you what winery camping is all about. Come with me and let's go check it out. Tilbrook Estate is about 40 minutes from LA CBD, around about 30 kilometres. The closest town is Lobethal to get fuel and supplies. So Annabelle, we're here at camping at Tilbrook Wines. Can you give us a bit of history about the place and also talk about your wines as well?
Absolutely, yes. We're here in Lenswood in the Adelaide Hills, which is a cool climate wine region here in South Australia. We're about 450 metres above sea level, cool climate vineyard. We're a small family business. We've got 50 acres here. We've got about 15 acres under vine. It's just my husband, myself and our son Edward. We planted the vineyard ourselves in the late 90s. My husband's English, I'm Australian. We could have gone anywhere in Australia, but we chose Lenswood as the place to settle ourselves. So the vineyard's now 23 years old. This is a new build for us. This was finished in Easter 2021. Yep. It was a 4-year process and we had the Cuddly Creek bushfire in the middle of that process. Yeah, which would have been very challenging and obviously quite heartbreaking, you know, in terms of what the outcome was of that. So, yes, so the Cuddly Creek's about 15 k's from here. It was on the 19th of December 2019 and we were pretty much bushfire central here, so it came through the whole property. This build had just started and it was excavated around, so this little area was like a moat, but the rest of the property was basically black. Wow. Went through the whole vineyard. Unfortunately we lost all our winemaking equipment, all our wine in tank, barrel and bottle in the shed just down the hill. That would have been devastating. But we've had this most incredible community around us. Within days, it was between Christmas and New Year, probably over the course of 3-4 weeks, we had about 250 people come and help us. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. Just to help rebuild and establish. The whole vineyard, all the trellis infrastructure had to be taken out, all the irrigation, and all the vines were cut back below the wire, 16,000 vines. With 16,000? Handheld loppers and one saw. With the idea, we had advice from someone from Adelaide University Waite campus who used to head viticulture there, that the root systems might still be alive. Right. And if we could get water back to the vine, hand water them, get water back, that they may reshoot. And that's what has happened. Fantastic. So probably about 60% of the vineyard we've saved. 60% after a major bushfire like that? And wow, that's brilliant. Yeah, with a lot of help. With a lot of help, absolutely. Yeah. And that's what country town's all about, and community. Yeah, it wasn't just our local community, it was people from Adelaide. It was, 90% of the people we had never met before. Wow. Incredible. That's a beautiful story. I mean, it's a sad story, but beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. And then the outcome is you're still open and you're making amazing wine. And, we're in a good place now. You got this amazing eco-friendly building, which is lovely, warm fire. It's a winter's day, enjoying it. You got the fire outside. Wow. And so, what got you into camping? Like wanting to get campers here? So I've always camped as a family ourselves. My husband and my son, ever since he was 7 or 8, every winter they'd go off on a boys' road trip, go camping. And I just think it's a fantastic thing to teach kids that you can have a fantastic time out in nature. Holidays don't have to cost a lot of money. No, they don't. And you can see some fantastic things, meet fantastic people. So, and nature, being in nature. It's lovely to be immersed in that. Yeah. I mean, you've got an amazing view as well. So coming and camping here, I mean, this is obviously the first time we're honoured to be able to camp here tonight. Looking for, and the view is just amazing. So. So what do you provide campers here? So is it I guess you're tiptoeing into opening up camping here at the winery and the cellar doors. We're not up to 100 people all at once, so people would need to ring and book. Yeah. We really want people to have an authentic, really good experience. So probably 3-4 campers groups at a time maximum. So far we've just had one at a time. So people get this exclusive venue to themselves. In the summer we let them park out the front with this almost 360-degree view of the hills and the valleys. Because in the winter it gets a bit wet and people might get a bit bogged, so it's safer just to... So we've got a big car park that we let people park in the winter. Yes. For people who can come around the front, we've got potable water, we've got a double PowerPoint out there. Yeah. And we leave our block open overnight.
Oh, so you actually leave the toilet block open overnight? Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's handy.
If you're trustworthy, we'll leave it open for you.
That's handy because most places don't leave their toilets open, and you got to be self-sufficient. So, do you allow is it just caravans, or do you allow tents or swags?
Yeah, we have had people here in tents.
Yeah.
We've had people in swags. Motorhomes, obviously, if you're fully self-contained, that just works super well.
And for the tents, is that more on the green versus in the town park?
Yeah, on the green. So we've had people come in little 2-3 man tents after a nighttime event here. They come up for one of our last Friday of the month. We do live music. Yeah. And so we've had people who've stayed the night in their tents, set up little fairy lights outside. And
that's amazing.
Our chef arrives at 7 or 8 in the morning to get the oven on to cook bread, and he does pizzas. He's Italian.
Yes.
So he's here early, and he can give people a hot cup of coffee.
So you also, not only do you have the facilities open, for, like toilets and that open 24/7, you also have a chef who comes and makes you coffee in the morning.
Yeah, on a Saturday and a Sunday.
Oh, just on the Saturday and Sunday, right.
Yeah.
Or a long weekend,
He does fantastic pizzas. Yeah. He's come from northern Italy. When he was still there, he won Europe's Best Pizza.
Europe's Best Pizza. Right.
So his restaurant in Sydney was actually voted Australia's best pizzeria 3 years in a row in the top 10 outside of Italy, and this is where he's based. So we're incredibly lucky. Yeah.
Well, I mean that's pretty amazing. I mean,
you got your own Italian chef.
That's right, Italian chef that makes you coffee in the morning. Like, I mean, how much more do you want on a weekend? Yeah. So I've heard he does pizza dough courses as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So he actually calls himself a flour technician, and he's the ambassador for the oven that he uses here, and also he imports an Italian flour into the country. Yeah. So he teaches professional chefs how to use the oven, how to use the flour, how to make pizza, but he also does amateur classes
as well.
He does them in the evenings. Yeah. It takes about 3 hours. And so he goes through the whole process from making the dough to making the pizza using the oven. Then you sit down and have a meal with him, and if you want to stay the night, have your tent outside. It's just perfect. Oh,
it's amazing. Sounds like an amazing experience. Yeah. I mean, we've got a wood oven at home as well, so I might hit him up for some ideas as well in terms of comparing notes on what we do. Yeah. That's brilliant. Yeah, so there you go. You know, not only camping, but you can figure out how to use a wood oven and make some amazing pizzas. Yeah. Also, in terms of the camping, do you provide bins for the campers? Are there some bins that we can, take the rubbish away?
We prefer people to take their own rubbish away. Yeah, if they can.
And drinking water, or just?
So the tap outside is, and in the bathrooms it's potable water. Okay. So you can drink that.
Excellent. Roughly, what time do you open? So if I was wanting to camp here, what's the best time to come, leave?
So a lot of people like yourselves arrive during the day. They might have lunch with us or do a tasting when they arrive. The kitchen closes at 3:30. Yeah. So the kitchen is open we trade on Saturdays and Sundays and most public holidays. Yes. So the kitchen opens at 12 and closes at 3:30. So you might choose to come while the food is still on the go, or the cellar doors open till 5, so you might roll in a little bit earlier, have a tasting, decide what wine you'd like to have in the evenings yourselves.
Have some pizzas.
And then the next morning trade starts again at 11:30. So as long as, if you're out the front, if you've vacated by 10:30, so that when our guests start arriving. But you might choose to park in the car park for the day and take yourself off and then come back and
visit the area, because Lobethwood's just down the road, and so is Lenswood's the other way as well.
Yes,
so there's quite a lot to see around the place.
There's quite a lot of cellar doors just within Kui of here, so really high quality cellar doors.
Fantastic. So what would you expect from the campers? To buy a bottle of wine at least, at the very least, or have a meal?
At the very least, buy a bottle of wine. We'd love you to have lunch with us. Yeah. Or Enrico will do takeaway, so you can do that as well. Yeah. Obviously, we'd love you to take a few bottles with you.
Which we did. We bought 6 bottles already, so we're gonna have a good night tonight afterwards when you go home. But that's okay.
Yeah.
So we promise we won't be too rowdy.
Tastings are $10 a head, so that's a good way to know what the range is, what you like, and just experience what good Adelaide Hills wine is.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Well, speaking of that, that's a good segue. Maybe we should do some wine tasting.
Sounds great, Costa.
It does sound good, doesn't it, Anna? Did you want to try some as well?
You go for it, Costa.
Excellent. All right. So what have we got? So
I'm going to crack open a Method Traditional Pinot Noir Chardonnay.
Oh, and this is a fresh bottle.
Yeah.
You see, it hasn't been opened yet.
I love the traditional method.
So it's all fermented on its lees, hand disgorged, made in the traditional method that the French would make sparkling. So it's been on a riddling rack the disgorging process where the lees gets frozen in the neck and then it pops out, and then you take the crown, you've taken the crown seal off and put the champagne closure on. That's all happened with this wine. There you go.
That was a good one.
Fermentation on lees gives it this lovely brioche sort of character. It's quite elegant. I'm a sparkling person, so see what you think.
Thank you. Try this. That's really nice.
Yeah, so it's
And
quite elegant.
It
It's
is.
dry.
It's very, I'm going to say finesseful. I don't know why that name popped out.
Yeah.
But it has a lot of finesse to this one.
It's a lovely food wine. So Pinot Noir and Chardonnay are two classic cool climate varieties that you use to make sparkling wine. So half our vineyard when we originally planted was Pinot and half was Chardonnay,
Yeah.
with the idea that that's the kind of wine that we wanted to make sparkling, and dry Chardonnay, dry Pinot. So yeah, this is a very good example. So Riesling, again a cool climate grape.
Thank you.
Beautiful, kind of, again quite elegant, scented wine.
I can smell this one.
Elderflower and green apple, see what you get.
Elderflower and green apple.
Yeah, classic Riesling flavours, which this one definitely elderflower. Kind of that soft, fragrance on the nose.
Maybe Annabelle, you can teach Costa how to taste properly.
Yeah, so give it a little swirl,
All right,
Costa.
swirling,
Yeah,
swirling.
you get
Okay.
this lovely kind of soft.
I can smell it. I can
Yeah.
smell it. Wow.
I definitely get green apple.
Yes. Yes, I can definitely taste the green apple. The
And
great
the
Granny Smith.
Yes,
Granny
that green
Smith.
skin.
The green, yeah. I used to love that when I was a child. I used to eat them over the red apples. I don't know why, but I used to love the Granny Smiths.
And then on the finish you get the elderflower, that kind of soft flavour, like elderflower cordial.
Yes, it smooths out right at the end. Yes, no, it's lovely. That's
So it's got what you call length. So you get this initial taste.
yeah,
And then on the mid palate you get a flavour, and then it gets this finish. Yeah.
that's lovely. That is a favourite. I'm going to tick that one.
Riesling, you can get these lovely complexities.
Yeah. And where's that from? That Riesling?
So that's from Lenswood,
Oh, Lenswood, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, which is just
down the road.
Just 5 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
so we're halfway between Lobethal and Lenswood,
Yeah,
on the main
fantastic.
road. Yeah. All right.
That's good.
Tip that one. So the next one is a Pinot Gris Sauvignon Blanc. So it's two classic hills varieties put together in one blend. And this particular one is from 2021.
Lovely.
So Sauv Blanc doesn't get aged in oak, but Pinot Gris does. Right,
So-
so here
yes.
we are, Pinot Gris Sauv Blanc. See what you
Yeah,
think.
I'm going to shake that as well.
So different on the nose.
It is different. It's
Maybe a little bit of honey on the end.
yes, I can smell the honey.
That's Pinot Gris, gives it that kind of honey. And then on the palate, let's see.
Oh, I like that. And the honey's not too strong either. Like the flavors, it's just like
It's
a really
integrated.
nice,
Yeah.
flavor, which is
And you've got a bit of oak, so yeah, a little bit more complexity than the Riesling, which has had a little bit of oak, but
oh, I really like that. That is really nice.
interesting blend. Yeah.
No, and it doesn't have like it just you're right. It just mellows out. It doesn't have like a strong aftertaste or
Yeah.
hits you with something else. It's just
Yeah, but
Nice and
beautiful
smooth.
integrated flavour.
absolutely. And what's that? What's Hope? Like, what is the Hope? Is that obviously that's the label? But what is that?
Yeah,
Is
so
that
it's an interim label. It's not our usual label.
Yeah.
Because some of these wines we've bought in grapes because we had a period where we didn't have grapes, didn't
Yeah.
have our own wine, and didn't have our winemaking equipment. So friends and colleagues, other vineyard owners, have sold us grapes. Some even kindly donated grapes, which we made
Fantastic.
wine from. So the Hope label was really for two people, the magnitude of what happened here. It was
Yeah.
like a war zone, literally. And thinking we had to start again was like we really didn't know where to start. And it was just all these people who showed up and started helping kind of gave us hope that we could get it back together again.
that's
So,
lovely.
Yeah,
And-
all our labels burnt, so we needed a new label, and this was the idea that just seemed obvious to
Oh,
us.
that's brilliant. Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, wow, that's...
I'd say in the next 12 months, 18 months, we'll get a brand new fresh label,
Yeah.
bright, vibrant, as we move into our own production again.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go. So there's the story behind hope.
So we'll move on to the reds now. This is actually a wine that was, you're kind of seeing where we're at with things. This wine was hand bottled yesterday.
Yesterday.
We've bought a new little 2-head filler, and we've got a hand cranked corker.
Yeah.
So this wine was bottled yesterday. We bottled 40 cases. It's a Shiraz. Again, a good example of an Adelaide Hills cool climate Shiraz.
Adelaide Hills. And only bottled yesterday. So basically just, fresh off the rack.
So it's interesting actually to taste a wine like this, because when wine's first bottled, it goes through a process called bottle shock.
Yes.
So it does lose just a little bit of flavour when it's bottled, because there's a little bit of oxygen exposure in that process. And then after the closure's gone on, after about 2-3 weeks, that bounces back. So you're tasting a very freshly bottled wine here. But it's still got lovely nose and flavour.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's nice. I've never had a one-day-old wine before, so that's...
We're getting to the point that we're going to have wine in barrel again.
Yes.
We used to have a premises for years in Lobethal, in the old Wooler Mill, and then we had all the barrels in that space, so we would be able to give people taste out of barrels, and we will get back to that point again, that we'll be able to do that for people. We're not quite there yet.
For one-day-old wine, it's really nice.
Yeah.
It's a newborn.
It's a baby. I'm drinking a baby.
And we've got one wine to finish off with, which is the mulled wine.
The mulled wine.
Perfect for camping in winter.
Oh, and
So
that's...
this is the winemaker himself, who's just been moving barrels around. He's coming in to supply us with the mulled wine, which he hand makes himself as well.
Yeah, we've made that since 2003, winter 2003, and started off just making it out of, bottles that have been half drunk or whatever from the weekend trade, and whatever's left over, make it into that, and then became
sold like hotcakes.
So
really?
we had to devote a barrel of wine to it each year, and now it's more than a barrel; it's a tank of wine.
And you have to have this served hot, warm.
It is meant to be served hot,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So in Germany it's called Glühwein, and in the Barossa they call it Glühwein.
Glee wine, okay.
Glee,
Oh,
as in
glee,
happy.
as in happy. Yeah, glee.
So Glühwein means, it just brings you joy,
Brings...
and warms you up.
Well, you
So
do.
it's hot, spicy and sweet. It's got cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, freshly grated orange zest. And
Wow.
we sell it by the bottle as well.
Oh, well, thank you. This is, James, come in the shot. This is brilliant. Thank you very much. Yeah, of course you can. No, I mean, no. But I mean, in terms of the weather out there, what did you say it was, James? What, 8 degrees out there at the moment? 8 degrees. I think this is absolutely perfect for an 8-degree evening.
It's a perfect camping wine. People often drop in here on their way down to the river to go houseboating or camping, and they pick up some mulled wine to take with them. Yeah, we've been making it for 15 years plus, and people just know that we've got it now during the winter. We start making it on Anzac Day every year, and then make it through the winter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, pull up a chair and let's have a lovely. Enjoy this lovely. It is actually quite. Well, it's like almost
60
like a
degrees.
I was going to say it's like a cup of tea. Thank you very much. This
Thank
has
you.
been very wonderful experience. Pleasant, lovely to meet you both, and cheers for the mulled wine.
Mulled wine.
Make sure you come and get some on your way camping as well.
I think we're the only winery in Australia that sells bottled mulled wine. So if you want to get the real deal, not an Italian or Spanish or something import that one of the big places sells, but made in Australia. Support local, support Aussie businesses. Come and get your real mulled wine from Tilbrook Estate.
Absolutely, and we're very blessed and honoured to be camping here. Thank you very much for your time, and this is a lovely way to end a wonderful day we've had. And
it's bloody good as well.
it is bloody good. It actually warms when you drink it. It actually warms down. Like, it's amazing.
We just love sharing this place with people. So yeah, we've known how beautiful it is for a long time, but now we've got this and we can share it with people. It's what we like to do.
Yeah. Oh, look, and we're just honoured to be here. Really. I mean, when you put it out on the ad and said, hey. On the ad, listen to me. When you put it out on social media that you said you wanted campers to come up here, we couldn't resist because this is something that's very important to us to support locals and help build up camping around the state. And you know, winery and camping is one of the things that we've been wanting to do for a very long time. So thank you very much for having us. Cheers.
Thank you.
Take care. Oh.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, after an amazing evening around the fire here at Tilbrook State, we're working up to this gorgeous morning, and wow, it is lovely up here. Slight cold, but hey, it's the hills. So look, winery camping, another great option for those who want to camp. And to be honest, James and Annabelle were welcoming hosts for us, and we certainly did enjoy our stay here, and we're looking forward to coming back. So remember, camp by me and you'll be a happy camper. Don't forget to check out our social media and also subscribe on YouTube. It is free. And we really appreciate your support.
Is it warm?
Oh yeah, have a try, Anna. Oh, that's amazing.
Warms you all the way
It's
down.
like
It is warm.
it's warm. 60 degrees.
It's like good.
It is, that's what it is.
Excellent. Rolling.
Good job, Eva. Wow, and he does courses too.
Give me a sec.
Yeah.
So this is looking at
Too
the
much?
space a little bit.
We're not restarting everything again, are we?
No.
But yeah. I'll start
Should we start that again? What are we doing? Right side, left side. Actually, I don't know. What is my best side? Is it the... What? So you mean there is no best side, it's just perfect, all-rounder. This pose good? Go, Eva.